Welcome back to another book review. Today we're looking at a reprint of a United States Department of the Army Field Manual, FM 21-76, U.S. Army Survival Manual, originally issued by the Headquarters Department of the Army. And again, this is a reprint. It's not an actual issue copy. It is a reprint. So if you look at the back cover, you can see the highlights here. Describes and clearly illustrates a vast array of topics. You see some bullet points there. Teaches you how to. More bullet points. ISB number and barcode. If we look at the page link, you can see there's actually quite a sizable reference here. And we're not going to cover all the details. What I want to actually cover is actually the way the book is laid out itself. And since it is a reference book, it will have cross-indexing. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the title pages. Plain one there, kind of similar there. Dorset Press, New York on this title page. You can see here this edition published by Dorset Press, a division of Marboro Books Corp, by arrangement of Platinum Press, Inc., 1994, with new material, 1991. So this is actually an older copy, but the original versions of the document are even older than that. So knowledge of this has been modified over time, but I wouldn't say the information in the past is now invalid, but they've since added additional information to it. So if we look at the table of contents, you can see as from the bullet points in the back, the various chapters, and then we get to reference appendices, and then the final index. So our preface page is pretty important. So go ahead and just take a quick look at one of the chapters here. You see it's a lot of reading. It's not a picture book. It is actually useful accumulated knowledge that can be passed along to others. But basically, if we go through the chapters, they'll give you steps and some helpful diagrams. So, and some data charts that might help you along the way. So usually they include diagrams. It's something that's, even when described via text, it's still a picture can still provide a little bit more details that may not be as clear via words as opposed to a visual aid. But the main bulk of the chapters are laid out by chapter and then page number within the chapter. So that's something to keep in mind. There is no straight page count throughout the book. And again, it is a sizable book. So later on, when we get to some, again, more complicated descriptions, they will include the figure diagrams. These are some examples of common rope knots that are very handy, all the way to other environments as well. So this covers, pretty much anywhere on the planet that you may encounter various obstacles towards survival, let's say. And when we get into the appendices, we actually start to see some color photographs as well, which will definitely help in identification of certain species. Here we happen to see a bunch of vipers. And it would actually continue as well with reference diagrams on things like clouds for weather and even plant life. So edible species identification. Can't survive if you can't eat. Can't survive if you can't provide yourself shelter. Can't survive if you can't provide yourself water. And air. So here we have a lot of detail on the edible wild plants. And what happens if you goof and you suffer some contact with toxic plants as well. But it's better to identify them and avoid them than to actually ingest them. And if you look at the index, our index is pretty substantial as well. The index is 16 pages long, and then we reach the back cover. So again, the U.S. Army Survival Manual, modified over time. This is a commercially obtained version. And the knowledge in here is has probably kept many people alive over the years, at least in dire situations, or at least in helping them overcome obstacles to survival and to possibly make things a little bit easier with time-tested solutions as opposed to just improvised solutions on the fly. So, something to keep in mind. Copies of this document are readily available, so feel free to research and obtain your own. And hope everything finds you well. This has been another book review. Feel free to check out other book review media reviews on the channel. We also do unboxing videos as well as show and tell videos on vintage milsurp tools and other expanded topics. And we also do a series of curios for the curious, videos on more artsy type objects. Feel free to check all those out. Feel free to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.